So, in life, I'm sure as we all know, we all have secrets that we keep. My mother especially had secrets, and growing up in a very strict Catholic Italian family, and she had a sister that was a nun and a brother that was a priest. I knew when I was around 13 and I needed my birth certificate, which I was born in Connecticut on the Navy base, and I looked at my birth certificate, and the one line that stood out most was how many children were born before me, and there was a 1 in the box. And I thought, this is not right, I'm the oldest. I said, Mom, why is there a 1 in the box? And she's like, oh, that's a mistake. I knew in my gut this was not a mistake at 13. So years later, I was 25, living in Hawaii, traveling makeup artist for Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. And my sister called me and she said, Julie, you gotta sit down. Okay, I only had a beach chair in my bed, that's it. So I sit in my beach chair and I'm like, she's like, Jewel, I was riding in the station wagon with Dad and he told me this story. I'm like, she's like, remember that baby you would argue with Mom about on your birth certificate? She's like, well, Mom did have a baby and she gave it up very young and the baby had to go away right after the baby was born. So then we knew. We were like, and none of us children, I'm the oldest of 7, none of us ever talked about it again. I thought, well, being a makeup artist, am I going to see somebody who looks just like my mom sitting in my makeup chair? The high cheekbones and a little bit older than me. So as the years went on, I would tell my friends, and my one friend in particular, we were in junior high together, she was adopted. A few years ago, she said, I did a 23andMe, and I found my whole family. She's like, I only wanted to find health things, but I found everybody. She held up a picture, and she also said, I'm giving you a 23andMe, and you're gonna find your half-sister. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. Sure enough, she gave me the 23andMe. It arrived around my birthday. It sat on my dresser as stories loomed in my head. And I started hearing a lot of reconnection stories. And at that point, I was probably piling t-shirts and sweaters on top of that 23andMe. I'm like, I am not doing this 23andMe. So last spring, I was backstage of a show, getting ready to do a makeup touch-up on a client of mine. And I see my sister is calling me incessantly. She never calls. She's so busy. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I was talking about this story this morning to who I was getting ready to do a makeup touch-up, you know, about my half-sister. We were talking about wellness, all of this stuff. And I'm like, I better answer my sister's call. Like, go. She's like, Jewel, you gotta sit down. I said, no, you've gotta hold on because I'm on speakerphone right now. And I know what you're gonna tell me, I think. She's like, Jewel, remember that baby girl that Mom gave up for adoption? I'm like, she was like, she found us and wants to meet us. I literally stood there having an outer body experience. My sister was like, I'm like, I don't know if there's tears that are coming out of my fingertips or my eyeballs. and my sister is going on, she's like, well, she's got Mom's eyes, she's got your high cheekbones, and also, I looked on Facebook, and she works in the same real estate agency as our cousin Chris. I mean, I'm literally like, I can't even. So I was like, I'm like, wait, am I the oldest still? I don't know where we stand. I'm like, okay. I said, I have to let you handle all the correspondence. All I knew at that point was like, okay, she's got to tell my mother this news. And I, feeling displaced, was like, okay, all I have to, like, I'll do what I can to help my mom get ready to meet this new daughter that she hadn't met. It was like having a baby born at 50, basically. So I resorted to what I felt best doing, which was helping my mom get ready, whether it was tweezing her eyebrows and helping her pick out a dress, and watching her go through this incredible healing and relieving experience of meeting Patricia It was a lot for me to digest, but most of my family has met her, and now instead of 7, we are 8. So.